RoX-TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sid Jones, and this is the legendary T-Money Green. And if you guys don't know him, you're about to. And his story is one of the most incredible ones that you will hear in music history.
For sure. What's up, Sid?
T-Money, I've been looking forward to this. We have spoken off camera a lot.
Yes.
And I never get sick of hearing your stories.
Hey.
And one of the most interesting ones you told me about, Death Row Records, man. Tell us about your contributions to the record label and everything you've done with All Eyez On Me, and even some of your personal feelings with Dr. Dre.
Hey, you know what? Personal feelings with Dre is great, man. I got nothing but, we made great music together. He created the drum beats and and the parts to go in songs, and we were able to come and put the real live musicianship on top of that. And it was a win-win situation for him. Because whereas the Chronic was a lot of samples, when you sample, all those people got to get paid. All the different samples. But with the Doggystyle album, there's a whole lot of original music, no more samples. And then you get a lot more money when you're dealing with original music and you're not giving money away to samples. So it was a blessing for him as well as for me, and I really appreciate it. I didn't know anything about rap, and drove out to Cali and stumbled up on it, Somebody directed me to come at that time. And I mean, it's just, I quit the Dramatics. I had been with them close to 20 years. And I was just tired, man. Like, we wasn't going nowhere. And they were at the bottom of the heap, whereas we used to be on top, And so when I quit and I got out to California, the next thing I know, I'm with Dre and Snoop and them, I was able to bring the Dramatics back to life by putting them on the Dogg world, which sold like 11 million copies. And the Dramatics was back on top because they was the fabulous Dramatics. And that Snoop Dogg video, and that's like one of the gangsters videos you can find. Man, we had Pam Grier that night, Huggy Bear, Fred Williamson, all the Pam Grier, man, you only seen her on the movies, man. You didn't get a chance to. We hugged, everybody got a hug from Pam. Like, it was a long line. Okay, my hug next. She had them big old breasts. But Pam was fine as hell, and then, it was just like your childhood heartthrobs. And now you right there, doing music, and they're involved in the video production. And it was great, man. I really got with Dre, whereas a lot of people got bad things to say, I don't. And I tell you what, a lot of people that's saying he wasn't doing it, like Daz would say, Dre wasn't doing this and he was doing it. Man, Dre did the whole fucking Doggystyle. I don't know what everybody's talking about, but if he got a sample or two from Daz, it was just a couple samples, because I was right there with him every day as we did the Doggystyle album. So. I know Dre did his thing, man. He's a beast, man. He knows how to make you dance. He just knows what to fucking do, man. And I learned a lot, because I didn't know how to mix and sit at the board and shit. And I sat with him and every day, and he's doing it, and I watched him. So when I came back in '95, and I had a studio with people wrapped around it wanting to be a part of what I was doing, because they knew I came back from California. I'm sitting behind the board mixing, man, just from seeing Dre do it so much, and, being able to sit there, and then, I produced a couple things on Above the Rim soundtrack, and I was hands-on with that. So, oh yeah, man, it's been fun, man. I got no gripes and nothing. I got nothing bad to say about Dre.
You also contributed to an album titled All Eyez On Me.
Yeah, All Eyez On Me was... What it was, how I'm contributed is that way before it was All Eyez On Me, it was just a bunch of tracks. We did a lot of tracks. Like for Snoop's album, it might have been done. And only 13 or so for the album. So all these tracks left behind. So, and you heard people say it when Tupac came, he just went to just getting on all the tracks. Well, these are all the tracks. They just laying behind from the Snoop's album. So he just grabbing them and going on them. So it's songs that I'm on because I was on those tracks. I wasn't personally involved with Tupac. I wasn't personally involved with him. But in fact, I was starting to leave as he was starting to come, because it just got so dangerous. You know, we go into Can-Am studio and they patting you down to make sure you don't have no gun. And then if you got a roll of money on you, then the guy that patted you down want to borrow $10. And you know, ain't no way in hell you can say no, because if you say no, then you know they're going to be waiting to beat your ass when you get outside. So you give them the $10. Then the next time I started coming back, I make sure I didn't have nothing but $10 on me. I know how to fix that. Yeah, no. And then, no, this is all I got. You can't have it. I'm eating with this 10, you know.
Well, you told me some of the, talking about the dark times and how things were starting to really get out of hand. The Suge coming into the light and starting to do business with Tupac, and then the music scene slowly started to turn into almost a war zone. East Coast, West Coast. We saw the Biggie Smalls and Tupac. You tell us about your perspective from being within that realm of Death Row Records.
Yeah, I didn't like it. You know, here's the thing. It started with Luke. You know, they beat up a couple Luke followers. The guy came to Death Row. Well, he came to one of our studios and he had a Luke t-shirt on. During the time they was beefing with Luke, you know how Snoop called him out on the album. I want to call his name is Luke. You can't see me on the TV. Use the BG, you know. So this guy ended up having to take his shirt off and burn it, you know. And I was like, this is some stupid shit. And then it just got like, you know, because Suge was really, really cool at first. I got to tell you, man. He helped me out of a jam a couple times, you know what I mean? Because even when you start making money, you start spending more, and you still can get behind on your stuff. I don't care how much money you make. And I needed some money, man. And he was like, well, ask Suge, man, he'll look you up. And I was scared to ask Suge, but back then I wouldn't see Suge that much. He would only come in, pop in to get a CD or a cassette of what we just did, you know? And then he bumping it, and then he'd get out in the street and get everybody hyped up in the street. He was good at that. He wasn't in the studio. He was never calling no shots making records, ever. Until after Dre was gone. Then I saw him in a video where he's sitting at the board. He was never at the board in real life when it came to making the hit records, you know what I mean? Only Dre was at the fucking board. You know, you had Daz in another room, up and coming, getting ready to be at the board, you know? And Daz ended up coming up and turning out some great things too. But me helping him out by discovering a guy named Superfly. That's with the Dogg Pound. And Superfly is an actual musician. And that helped Daz too, because Daz could come up with the beats. But Superfly played the hell out the keyboards, and he was funky too, man. All of that, ain't nothing but a gangster party. That's all Superfly, you know. And I like the fact that I discovered a lot of people on that, man. Nancy Fletcher, she's the one that come out singing on It's Friday. Hey, you over there, you know. I found her, and bringing George Clinton and bringing the Dramatics and bringing all the musicians. I would have thought that was good, but at any given time, I could have got beat up too. And that's what was always scary, you know what I mean? Like, you come to work never knowing. But it just got to the point where I would just stop coming to work. And then Dre, we stopped recording out at Can-Am. And he was like, look, we just gonna start recording at my house. Because he had the same shit in his house. Big ass studio. But he just, you know, that's the way I am. If I had a studio at home, I would never be in it. I like to go to the studio. So, but we started cutting at his house. And I mean, you know, he was getting hits done there. So we did Afro Puffs at his house, and, you know, songs like that, Harvest for the World, and Sam Snead did whatever, I forgot what that song was. Well, it was kind of popular too. Sam Snead had a real good song on Murder Was the Case. Yeah, I can't think of what it was, but it was pretty hot. But we cut some good songs out of Dre's, because it was just starting to get a little darker, and Dre was even, I didn't know Dre was starting to catch hell. I didn't know Dre was getting, when I wasn't around, he was getting shook up too. Because that's who I figured my protection was through Dre, you know what I mean?
If you've enjoyed this video from RoX-TV, RoX-TV.com.
Make sure you follow RoX-TV on Facebook and YouTube. If it's underground, we're there.